7:45, back with a live shot from Century Plaza Hotel and Spa. You hear the music. Before the break, you saw PJ from Adventure Smart. We're talking about safety if you're going to hit the mountains when it comes to avalanche awareness. Thanks for being here, PJ.
Thanks for having me.
First things first, even before you go, what are some things we should start thinking about with the planning?
Definitely. So our core messaging is the 3 T's. So we always want to leave a trip plan. That's really letting somebody know where you're going, who you're going with, and what time you're planning to be back. It can be simple as going up Seymour Mountain, hiking Dog Mountain, letting somebody know, I'm going out, the 2 of us are going out, and we're going to be back by 2 o'clock. If you haven't heard from us by 3:30, you should probably start looking to see if we've come back or not. Our second T is to have the right training. So that can be avalanche skills training courses. It can be even just fitness level to make sure you're not doing a hike or a snowshoe trip or a ski trip that's above your skill level. And then we always want to take the right essentials with us. So today what we kind of brought to show you is a lot of the essentials, which looks like a lot, but it packs up down into a small little pack. It doesn't even take up this whole pack. I can fit my avalanche gear as well as my essentials kit into one pack.
I'm going to hold that up for size.
For sure.
Just your average size backpack right here. So layers, what do we want to bring?
Yeah, so we always want to bring, we talk about 3 being a super important rule in the outdoors. No matter, there's lots of different realms. 3 layers, so we want to have our base layers, kind of our mid layers and warming layers, and then also our shell and outer layers that's going to repel water because, it rains a bit here, it snows, we want to keep nice, warm, and dry. 3 is also a really important one if we ever needed to call for help. 3 blasts of the whistle or 3 flashes of a flashlight, something like that. That's a really simple way. It's a universal signal. We work on behalf of search and rescue, so really what we're trying to do is help search and rescue. We're trying to reduce the amount of search and rescue calls, but also the severity of search and rescue calls. So if you can stay, comfortable and warm while you wait for them, it's going to be a lot more successful and a lot easier for them to come find you.
Another way to be seen, this right here?
Absolutely. So anyone who stops by our booth, we'll give away, whistles and emergency blankets. These emergency blankets are great. Not only will it keep you nice and warm, but if you ever needed to signal for a helicopter, this thing's super reflective and it's really going to be a great one. So even if you were out wearing dark clothes, which we don't recommend, we recommend having some bright clothes out there, but if you didn't have an emergency blanket, that's a great way to have some extra visual.
Whistle more effective than a cell phone overall?
Whistle's more effective, especially when you don't have service. Cell phone, we definitely say you always want to bring it with you. It's the best tool if you have cell phone service and you have signal. Calling 911 is the quickest way to get search and rescue coming out to you. If we don't have signal or we don't have, or our cell phone dies because it's cold out there, the whistle's the easiest way. If you're stuck somewhere, blow it, 3 blasts, take a break, 3 blasts, keep repeating that over and over again. And the most important part is staying put, staying in one spot. It's going to be a lot easier for search and rescue to find us if we're just staying still, as long as we're not in a hazard area. So that's, you might want to take a couple steps to the side into it or into a tree line or something, but try and be as visible as possible and as safest spot.
Other supplies for food and hydration and other tools.
Yeah, so we've talked about the 10 essentials. Lots of people have heard that term over the years. We actually have kind of thrown away the word 10 because we don't want somebody to stop at 10 essentials. One of the essentials for me, I need to have a coffee in the morning. So I gotta, that's part of my essentials kit. But we do want to have a lot of stuff here. We've got, a fire starter kit, keeps us warm and dry. Also a great tool to keep our mind occupied while we're out there. We want to have a headlamp. That's a super important one. Headlamp or a flashlight. You don't want to rely on your cell phone light because that can kill the cell phone really fast.
Yep.
Some sort of multi-tool, a knife, something that if you needed to make repairs to either your skis, maybe your snowshoes, anything like that, this is going to help you get out. These are a great example, not necessarily essential, but maybe essential on certain days when we're out for a hike. Those things go right over your boots, give you more traction when it's icy out. Maybe it's a little too hard that snowshoes are going to be actually overkill. These things are going to give you a huge more amount of traction on the hill when you're hiking along.
I quickly want to show this diagram because the other thing is, what are the conditions that are going to cause the avalanche if you're out there and you want to know what's happening or what could happen?
So if we look at this one, we've got the snow layer and the slab, and slab avalanches are what we're most concerned about. There's also loose snow avalanches, but the slab ones are really where human impact can be a factor. So a lot of what we do, we work in conjunction with Avalanche Canada, who have the curriculum for the AST courses, which are avalanche skills training courses. Those courses are going to teach you how that snowpack builds, how that slab layer gets evolved, and then also what factors are going to cause that to slide, whether it's human impact. Lots of the management that's done is actually bombs and stuff like that to make sure those avalanches aren't there when we're traveling traveling out there. But also weather changing. We always have to watch the weather patterns, what's happening. With some warming, we saw a lot of the snowpack starting to destabilize over the past week. But we're actually watching it kind of as the cool temperatures are coming back. It's solidifying a bit more now. The avalanche risk was a lot more earlier this weekend compared to what it is today.
Well, AdventureSmart.ca is the website. So many great tools and more resources we didn't even get to. It's on the website. But PJ, excellent introduction of what to do before we even go. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
All right, and that is a mountain beard if I've ever seen one too.
Cheers.
I want to go hiking with him. Listen, we'll take a break. Watch this coming your way.